start button or something?
I already hit the button.
Oh yeah, 'cause it says 4 hours now.
Yeah. Hello. I already hit the button. I already hit the button. You're wondering what I hit the button on. I hit the button to go live right as my son asked me a question about the crock pot. There you go. You're all caught up now. Hi. Tracey here. Good Lord. Just a minute. I got to get my screen back. There we are. Okay. People, I haven't done it live in a while, and now I know why, because technology and I just do not see eye to eye. And I really should just stay away. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my. I'm sure I've done a live since I finally got my new computer running, but oh my goodness, everything is totally different. Okay, I'm going to go just double check because I think my son has assured me that I am correct. Oh, there we go. Okay. On my screen, everything is backwards. Oh, for goodness sakes. So I'm checking on my phone. There we go. I have been trying to get this ready. I've been trying to find the answer to a question just to confirm something, and that's not been going well. So it set me a little behind. I was expecting a call from my bank at 11. She phones me at 12:01. I ignored the phone call, but because I was in the process of fighting with the computer at the time. Just before that, somebody else phoned. So up the dog. Right. So good Lord, on the whole gong show that is happening. I was gonna say, why is that so close? I'm zoomed in. I was going to start on the meeting view so that I could like hi and see you guys, but quite honestly, I'm afraid to change any of the settings. I have my fancy microphone, which is like pulling my shirt down to the point that I look like I'm wearing like the deep cut. Just lets you see my Ranger tan. That even though I retired 5 years ago, I will probably never get rid of this or the tan lines on my arms because so many years of it. Anyways, do you want to talk about what we're supposed to talk about? All right. Yep, the dog came to visit. Rascal, go see Merritt. Go on. Okay, so a couple things, and they said this is freaking me out because like the thing I'm gonna point. Well, I guess I gotta point this way because I'm maybe backwards. This little banner on my thing is backwards. This little brochure, all the wording is backwards. It's weirding me out. But let's see how we do. So I did put like mention these things in my newsletter, but there's so many like details and things that go with this. And once we get to the joint offer, there's math. Fun math. Stamping math is always fun math. So it just occurred to me. I don't even think I said, hi, I'm Tracey, the paper pusher, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome. Any of that stuff. Sorry. There is I thought it would be easier to cover things this way. So if you have found me and haven't given up because I was 15 minutes late getting started because technology, say hi in the comments. Let me know if you're a demo or not a demo, or where you're from, or anything fun, any interesting things. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will do my best to cover them. So yeah, we found out in March at Onstage. Onstage is a great thing for demos. It's a good get together, and you get to sit in a room full of like-minded people and ooh and ah over new colors and pretty paper. And nobody looks at you like, oh, Stampin' nerd. Which I'm proudly a stamping nerd, so but you're just like you're so in it and it's just fuel. Anyways, it's just awesome. So at that, we found out about 2 new things, but we weren't allowed to tell anybody yet. So from March to now is a very long time. I don't even know what the math is. The math is a very long time. I told you stamping math, right? So in stamping math, that was a very long time to not be able to say anything. So on this Friday that just passed, this magic, Metallic Magic, this hot foil system, which is what it's called. All of the advertisement for this has been so dramatic. At Onstage, they like dimmed the lights, told everybody to put their phones down, and they were actually walking around making sure nobody had their phones out. And they showed us this video, and it was like, ooh, and people lost their minds. And then we got Sarah, the CEO of the company, happened to be in Cologne, Germany, where we were, and she walked through it and showed some things, and people were just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So then, at some point, demos were allowed to order them. And the demo reception went so well that they decided that even though they don't have a ton of them in stock yet, they put it live for customers on Friday, and they're gonna let them go till they're out, and they're waiting for a restock. Now, they've already said chances are there's gonna be a gap, and it might be a big gap between the like what they currently have in stock and the restock. Just because these are this is a big, actually change this to a different page. There we go. This is a it's a machine, it's a system. There's a lot of things in it and moving parts and electronics and all sorts of things. So that's part of the reason I thought I'm going to do a video just to try to explain that. Because it might, if you don't, and I don't want to pressure anybody, it's never that. It's information. It's all just about the information. But if you don't get this now, you may not get it for months. It's all I'm saying. And I don't know if I have, I think I forgot. They're offering, Stampin' Up is offering one of their classes. I'm going to cheat and look at my phone because I have totally forgot what they're called. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Tamara. I couldn't find where the answer was, but she just answered my question for me. So I am trying to log into my Stampin' Up. Seriously, doing two things at once. I used to be good at this. Now, sometimes I can't even do one thing at once. So Stampin' Up has started offering craft classes. So usually what it is you buy a bundle or whatever to go with it, and they do a class that shows you fun ways to use it, and you do about 4 projects. And so the class itself does not include the product. It's just it's a live stream. It's the explanations. They show you techniques. They show you all sorts of stuff. So they have these various different classes. Well, one of the ones they've just decided to offer is called Metallic Magic. Guess what it works with? So and I'm trying to look up the price. So that class in Canada is worth $41. I would say with GST, but there wouldn't be any shipping because it's not an actual physical product. So 41 plus tax. So the other thing they're doing with this new system is if you buy this system before the 4th of January, 2027, isn't it crazy that we've already rounded the hump on 2026? And now we can start actually thinking about 2027 like it's not way in the future. So if you buy it before the 4th of January, then you automatically get that kit or that class for free. Now the class itself, good thing I didn't close my screen, the actual live streaming date or whatever is the 16th of July, which is 3 days from now. Time 2:00 Mountain Time. So if you've already bought it, I guess you get a code or something for that. I'll have to check into that. I don't actually know how that works. And then I didn't order right away, so I'm waiting. Mine is not here yet, so I can't actually show you the stuff. I should have maybe said that at the beginning. Anyways, you can be on the class when the class goes for live to begin with. If not, you will be able to watch the replay of the live stream, and everything's on Facebook for 6 months. So I have a feeling that's part of the 4th of January thing. Is you can get it and then you can stream it for about 6 months, and then I think the whole thing goes away. But they'll show you, and this is from people who have used it over and over and have practiced and have figured everything out. They're the ones who will show you all sorts of cool things. And did you know? I already have a list of, I wonder if you do this and what about, and well, that seems like, oh, I'm into, so I can't wait to get mine and play. And when I do finally get mine and we can play, in the next, let's say week to 2 weeks, I should be able to do this. I'm going to do a different video and I'm going to go through and all the different things. And I'll show you one of the things I'm going to do once I get to the right page. Anyways, the other reason, so I'm going to tell you just a couple quick things about this. The other reason I'm doing this is because, or right now, is because a new join offer started on the 1st of July. And there was a big rush for it. And at the time, there was too many things going on. I thought I'm going to wait till I can explain this properly. And one of the big things, and I had worked out all the math for, was with the way the new join process is. Hello, Tamara. Thank you for the information. I appreciate that. With the new join offer, because now if you want to get the big cut and emboss machine, now you can. Before, I would have to wait till a special was on and there was extra stuff, right? But now so I will show you my math, which I had to redo a second set, but the original math was on that. But now this is like the perfect time to join, is to get this and offset some of the cost. That if you're not already a demonstrator, that's the best way to do it. Yes, I got the answer. Thank you. Read it. We'll talk later because I'm curious. Why couldn't I find it a second time? Why can I find things once and then never find them again? Sorry, my thing is crooked. My camera's crooked and it's bothering me that I can't. I'm putting my paper straight on my thing and it's crooked on the screen. Okay, so this is the basic system, right? That you're going to get. And it is $219 plus shipping and tax. So keep that in mind for later. And then there's already a bunch of stuff that goes with it. So there are Stampin' Die bundles. Sorry, this was the other key thing. The key thing you need to know is this plate, this little like platform that gets hot that you put all your stuff on, that you then run through the cut and emboss machine, fits the new Stampin' Up! Cut and emboss machine. It does not fit the Big Shot. I don't have any of the other machines, and I've also forgotten the name, but I don't think it fits the Cricut or the something or the something. This is 6 1/4 wide. Most of the openings are only 6. So you need to know that, so you don't buy this assuming you can just use it with your current machine. If you have the Stampin' Up! Big Shot, or sorry, Stampin' Up! Cut and emboss machine, yes, it will work. If you have the Stampin' Up! Big Shot, no, it will not. The non-Stampin' Up! Ones, you'll just have to measure because I don't actually know the details. It's also, this has a 1-year warranty on it. So if you stick to only using Stampin' Up! Products on it, you're covered by the warranty. But if you start mixing and matching and going, oh, I'll buy this other die, or I'll buy this other foil, or I'll buy something else, you're going to avoid the warranty. So this is a system you're going to have, and you're going to have, probably forever. So you just want to factor that in. I will tell you how you can get it for the best possible price when I do the join offer stuff. But for right now, that's key stuff to know, is the availability and then just the size of it. Now, what's currently available to go with said basic system is, sorry, finally hit puberty. And I have said that joke my entire life. On my next birthday, I will be 60. I don't know if it's getting funnier or getting lamer as I age. I don't know. But every time my voice changes, that's the first thing that pops in my head. Okay, so there are cut and die, stamp and die bundles that go with this, and there are just foil bundles that go with this. So just know that if you are going to use the foil machine, you should keep these these little packages of dies and such in a separate box, so as not to mix them up with your new ones. You cannot take your existing dies and just pop them in and run them through with hot foil. It doesn't work that way. Now, some of the dies that come in these sets, you can actually use just to cut. But the dies that are like showing gold in these pictures, these are the ones that you can use with the hot foil, and all you can do is hot foil. You can't use them to do other things. And I personally would not try to do other things with them because I don't want to wreck my dies, because you're not going to be covered. And then some of the bundles also have stamps. So this one will stamp this picture, and then it's kind of a little bit hard to see, and then you can hot foil this image. They are not exactly the same. They're meant to complement each other. If you get to something, oh yeah, okay. If you get to something like this with the letters, you can run the foil through. I also watched one of the videos, and this is what they said. If you're going to do these two, you stamp this first, and then you put the foil over top, right? Because they don't line up. But if you were doing something like this, you actually run the foil through first, and you get all your letters, and then you run through these dies, which will cut them out, and they will cut out the letters with the little foil boundaries. And they've made the dies, they're getting smarter with the dies. The dies line up really well, and there's little marks, so you know where to line them up. So it's awesome. In the case of this one, there's actually masks instead of a stamp that you can mask out your butterflies. Then you can put gold foil over top of them, and then you can cut them out. And these things, gorgeous. So there's all sorts of different combinations. So you need to learn and figure out which ones you want, and just make sure you read what it says. If it's stamps and dies, masks and dies, this one says stamp set, this one says dies. You can get them as a bundle, or you can get them independently. But just make sure you know what you're getting. Now, obviously, you can use this stamp on anything you want. If you want to cut out just the butterfly shapes and use the masks, you can do that. But so just know what you're getting. And then right now there's 3 different colors of foil that go with it. There's gold, silver, and pink. I suspect because this is a big investment for Stampin' Up to come out with. Oh, in case anybody's wondering, here, I'll put this up here while I talk. So these ones here, because they're in gold, they're kind of hard to read, but I zoomed in on the website, and these are all in capital letters. Like, so the sentiment, like happy birthday, the whole thing is in capital letters. It just takes up more to write in capitals. So this is what all those things say. And you foil them all at once, and then you cut them all at once. So if you want to read those while I talk. So I'll try to hold them still. So Stampin' Up has put a big investment into making this system. So yes, there will be more to come. This is what is coming for now. I suspect, but I do not know. I just suspect that Wednesday, when we get to see the Christmas catalog, very excited. And then there's also online exclusives to go with it, that there will be some Christmas stuff for the foil system. I do not know, but I am hoping black and white foil, not black and white together, but like white foil, black foil. So more will come, and as things come out. Right now, I gotta put this down. I can't even. It's throwing me off. But right now, this is what's out, and there's a lot of it, and it is cool, and I can't wait to play. So, like I said, once I get my machine and my stuff, I'm going to do that. The class, by the time I get it, the class will have already happened. But if I learn anything new and exciting, I will incorporate that into my video when I do it. So very fun. Because this went live to customers on Friday, you can go look on the website and see all of this stuff already. Like I said, the size of the machine and the fact that what is in there right now is available, and it could, once it goes out of stock, it will likely be months in between. And the free class is only free with the purchase until the 4th of January. I believe after that, it'll still be available. You just have to pay for it. Because I think some of the older classes are still available. But I would say if this is like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this my whole crafting life and I need this right now, I would say go now. I would also say, what did I do with my piece of paper? That, oh, I don't really actually have a good piece of paper, do I? I have this. I'm going to show you this much of this. Let's see, can I get it? Yes, there we go. New join experience. I would say if you're not already a demonstrator. Now, if you are a demonstrator, or I guess for you get a discount on that. For anybody, when you're buying a big ticket item like that, you also need to consider that you'll earn Stampin' rewards on it. So that's, for future crafting or for future bundles or whatever. So I like to think anytime I look at my cost of my stamping order and go, oh my goodness, I'm like, yes, but here's all the free stuff I get with it. So there you go. Okay, let's talk join. Now, let me just, despite the fact that I already checked before I took these out, I have a set of permanent markers and I have a set of non-permanent markers, and they look very much alike. And I like to make sure that I'm using the right ones before I start writing on my glass mat. Though, fun fact, if you didn't already know this, if you do write on something, unless it's like super porous, but if you write on your dry erase board or your glass mat or something with permanent marker when you didn't mean to, if you color over the permanent marker with dry erase marker and let it like sit for a minute, it'll wipe right off. I'm using these because they're much smaller and nicer than my other ones. So let's talk, and this, I love this. Oops. Oh, good Lord, this is going to throw me off. Join. Oh, you know what? Not very easy to see, is it? Just a minute. I only have 2 other ones and they're kind of wide, and I figured I'd run out of room if I used them, but I'm going to have to. Remember at the beginning where I mentioned that for whatever reason, my view, sorry, I made it all wet. My view on my screen is backwards. So yeah, Tracey gets to write on the board with everything being backwards. That's not going to mess with my mind at all. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I was it. So they now, instead of, they have the starter kit, you have the be a demo, you have the join offers, there's all sorts of things. Well, on the new one, they're calling it the join experience. And here's the thing, squeaky chair. My personal opinion, this thing is awesome. Just gonna, because that's really bothering me. I'm gonna make my board crooked, just so that it's straight on the screen. I like the changes they have made to this. I think that is great improvements that they have made to this process. So I don't want to spend too much time on the old system, but on the old system, you spent $135. You picked $165 worth of stuff. You could not go over. Here's $165 worth of stuff, not a penny more. If you spent less, you just spent less, and that was it. You would put it in, they would put it in a box, they would throw in some business type materials, and they would mail it off to you. Now, lots of times, a lot of people said, can I do it without the business materials? Because some people set out to be business builders. Some people set out knowing they're going to be hobbyists. Some people set out and it's just a one-time deal. And all of those things are legit, like join experiences. But a lot of people didn't want all that business stuff. Some people joined out as a hobby demonstrator and then changed their mind later. Many, I think actually that's probably the most common path for a demonstrator. So they've updated this thing now. So now you're still getting, this is the best part, you're still getting bang for your buck. So right now you are still going to only pay $135. And at the time that you buy it, you are paying tax. So in Alberta, we only pay 5% GST. We do not have provincial tax. Woo, woo, only province. Sorry to rub it in. So in Alberta, you are going to pay $141.75. Is that right? Just a minute, because I actually cheated and wrote them all down because I figured it all out ahead of time. Yes. And what this gets you, if you want to look at it that way, because it might be easier, is this gets you the Get Started bundle, is what they're calling it. So you get this to buy the Get Started bundle. Now, what can you get started on? Like I said before, you can get started on like a one-time heck of a deal, right? There is no like commitment. If you don't buy this, you're giving it back. I know one of the places is that I'm so used to the Stampin' Up experience. I wanted to just go buy a whole bunch of kitchen stuff and then be done with it. I didn't want to be a demo. I like being a Stampin' demo. But you could get this wicked deal, but then you had to have a certain number of classes and a certain number of sales, or you had to pay for the wicked deal. So no, this is just one time. You can do this as a hobby demo, or you can do this as a business demo. So that's what you're getting started on, right? Any one of these things. And you can change back and forth. You could be a business demo, drop back to hobby, drop altogether, or you can be a hobby and go up, or you can think you're buying it for one time, get totally addicted, become a hobby demo, get even more addicted to become a business demo. It just depends how life takes you. Okay. So that's what you get. And you get this for $141.75. So you're going to go on and and if you need to, I send you a link. If not, you just can go to the website, the Canadian one, and it's going to say you want to join. So you're going to join. And the first thing you're going to do is create an account if you don't already have one. And then it's going to ask you to pick a demo. I would love to help you in your demo journey. So if you would like to join my team, you type in my name. If it's somebody else that you know that you're joining under, you type in their name. It will pop up, boom, select a leader. Take me to your leader. I don't exactly remember all this. It's been so long since I signed up. But anyways, I do know enough about the process roughly. So you're going to pick to be a leader. You're going to enter a bunch of information in their addresses and various different things. It's going to ask you for your social insurance number. There's people get freaked out about that step. There's two reasons for that. If you are running a business and they're doing like T4 slips and stuff, they need that. Now, if you're a hobby demo, you probably won't ever trigger that step, but they need it anyways because Stampin' Up is selling you this Get Started bundle with the hope that this is the path you pick. That's their hope. And they're putting out great deals so that they can get a huge amount of people that start with the hope that at least some of them will go here. Okay. Like I said, no commitment. Don't worry about it. That's why they do it in the eventuality. They also do it because everybody's SID number is unique. So you can only have one experience, like one demo at a time. So this way they can track that you are you and not somebody else because all those numbers are unique, right? So it's your Canadian identification that keeps you unique. And it's the thing you need if you're going to for business, if that becomes the eventuality. So you're going to punch that in and hit commit, send, order, I don't know, whatever the button says. And you're going to put that in. And I know from other people who have joined within minutes, literally within minutes, bing, you're going to get oh, you have to put in your email too. So then you're going to get an email that says, hey, you're welcome to the Stampin' Up family. You're a demo. Here's your ID number. Here's how you log onto the website. Here's a coupon code. So now instead of putting your order in at the initial part and trying to figure it all out, you get a coupon code. So that's the first thing you get in the bundle. Now, instead of getting $165, you get $170. So look at that. Woo, we've already gained $5. So now you get a $170 coupon code. This coupon code is good for up to a year. You're not going to wait that long. The whole point of doing this is because you want to get the good stuff. But yes, you don't have to do it instantly. So if something happens, if you get interrupted, Lord knows interruptions. But if you get interrupted or whatever, and it takes you a couple days to decide what you want, or you want to sign up today, and on Wednesday you're going to wait and you're going to look at the Christmas catalog first, which is actually called the September to December catalog. Used to be called the holiday catalog, holiday mini. Like people, to me, it's Christmas. It's all the fall stuff, right? So it'll have some generic stuff, but it'll have the fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then just some cool stuff. So you could always wait 2 days, make your list. Or when I first started, I think I made my list and then I changed my list, then I made my list and I changed my list. So you have time to decide what you're doing, but you get a coupon code. You will also get a prompt. It's a pop-up or a little box. If it's like the stuff we get, my guess is it's going to be a pop-up for 8 complimentary catalogs. I'm going to go back to the money part in a minute. For 8 complimentary, all of a sudden I can't spell, complimentary catalogs. Now this code is good for 9 months. So I know for me, if I was to join right now, and I click this button, I would get 8 of the catalogs that are May to August. But if I wanted to wait until after demos get to do their pre-order, which is the 21st of July. So if I wanted to wait till 22nd, 23rd, something like that, and clicked on this button or add to cart or whatever it asks you, I think then you could get the next catalog. I think you'd be able to get the holiday catalog. So I think that's the reason that it gives you a bit of time, or either that, just settle in, figure out what you're doing. And then if you decide you want to get some catalogs, then you can do this. Or when you have another order that you want to add them to, you can just add them to your order. Even if you're not doing the business, the catalogs are not a bad thing. One, they have cool pictures and lots of different projects. So if you want to have one catalog that you can mark up and one catalog that you can keep nice and one catalog that you can rip little pictures out of and put in a pot in your little box of card layouts I want to make or color combinations I like, then you have that. But it's also good if you're a stamper or a crafter, chances are some of your friends are, or your coworkers, or people on teams, or like somewhere. You get some extra catalogs, you write your name and phone number on the back of them. You don't, even if you don't make fancy labels or anything, just write your name and phone number on the back, pass them out a little bit to people. If they see you crafting or they know you're crafting or you're all excited about crafting and they ask you about it, now you have a catalog to hand them. Maybe nothing comes of it. Maybe they say, oh, this is cool. Like, can I order this from you? Yes, you can. You can still be a hobby demo, like where really you're just doing it because you want the stuff and you want to get the discount. But that doesn't mean that your friends can't order stuff through you, right? There's lots of options. So they're giving you the catalogs. Now they're no longer including all that other business stuff that a lot of people never used, which is nice because all the times that I got asked, can we like opt out of all that stuff? The answer was no. But now you don't get any of that stuff, and now it's your option to get the stuff. So if you are concerned with the environment, don't want all that paper out there unnecessarily, you have that option. Now, the other thing you get, and I was trying to be very cautious about this, and part of me was waiting, I think, just to see what other people did. This is the 3 things you get in the Get Started bundle. So the other thing is a welcome box, and it's a surprise. I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm going to tell you though, because I know from somebody else who signed up, that you get tracking information on this right away. Like as soon as it ships, and it ships right away, you get tracking information. So you know something is coming. I'm not going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you the value of this. I don't know, 90 bucks, I think, 80 bucks. I can't remember now. Is good. This is good things you want. How about we put it that way? So this is what you're going to get. Now, as soon as you do this, you're now a demo. And like I said, you get to pick how you want to be a demo, but that's what you get. So once you've got this, you need to know that after you do, so you're going to do your first order, right? And then you're going to wait, you're going to get all excited and your stuff's going to come here. Now, if you sign up under me, I'm going to ask you if you got your stuff and if you have any questions. $89 rally, thank you. And then I'm here to help, right? That's like, as part of my team, that's what I'm here for. So then when you start doing orders, I'm here so you can ask questions, because I can assure you that if there's a way to maximize your dollar, get free stuff, get value, know when the next thing is coming out if you want to wait, or know when not to wait because things are on low inventory, I am here to help. So you can do all of those things, because now all of the orders after this are 20% off. That's your demo discount to start with. It can go up from there. There's a whole scale, a whole process. I can answer questions. But if not, you get your 20% off demo discount. I'll write that down just so it makes sense on all your other orders. You get to be part of the best community of crafters and people who will answer your questions and do stuff. You will have resources like crazy between just the regular websites that I can tell you about and the demo websites and the people that run classes. Some stuff's paid, some stuff's free. PDFs, pictures of pretty cards. Like oh my goodness, there's just so many things. So now you get to take advantage of all of that. And I would help you through it all so you don't have to be overwhelmed. Okay. The other thing they did on, I got my other pen in my hand. So take a screenshot if you want, because I'm going to erase this soon. The other thing they did, just for anybody who's been a demo before, is the idea is not join up, quit, join up, quit, join up, quit every time there is and all the deals. That's right. My dad says it was my Scottish heritage. I like to get a deal. I like to figure out how to get the best bang for my buck, and I'm good at stamping math. So I mean, there's options in here. If you sign up and life happens and you can't do this, you can drop, you can sign back up at another time. Like there's, things happen. If you sign up and decide you want to go from one time to hobby, you can do that. You want to go from hobby to business, you can do that. You want to go from business to hobby, right? All of that is doable. But the intent was never sign up as a demo, get a good deal, because there's all sorts of starter kit deals. And even with this new experience, I do believe they will still have like offers where they say, if you join within the next little bit, not only do you get this awesome deal, which is an awesome deal to begin with, but you get a free pack of paper, or you get a free this, or you get to something this. I think those will still come, but even just alone, this is awesome. But it was never intended that you join and then quit, because now there's a new offer and you want to get that offer. So what they've done is they've made it that if you are a demonstrator and you resign your demo ship or whatever it's called, you have to wait 45 days before you can join again. You can't just drop and instantly join back up under the same person. Before, if you dropped and you wanted to join back up under a different person, you had to wait 90 days. Well, now it's 45 days for everything. So whether you want to drop and rejoin under the same person or drop and rejoin under a different person, it is still a 45-day wait, because that was never the intent. Now, before I forget, very important, this part of the new join process, the welcome box, to make that very obvious, is for new demos. If you joined now, like you joined today, you got all of this stuff, and then 6 months, a year, whatever from now, you have to drop for whatever reason. A couple of months later, you decide you're going to join again. You will not get the welcome box a second time. If your drop date, like your resign date, is after July 1st, you don't get this box. You won't be considered a new demo, because this process has already started, and they're trying to avoid, again, people dropping just to get a new deal. So if you had been a previous demo and you had resigned, and like your demo ship was canceled before July 1st of this year, you are entitled to one time to get this. Once you've got it once, you don't get it again. Now, if you're currently a demo, because they know that demos want stuff, and like I said, this box, the stuff in here, sweet. One thing in here, freaking adorable. So they want you to be able to have an option for it. So demos, I think it's actually the same day the catalog comes out. I'm pretty sure it's the 15th of July for about a 2-week period, I think. can order one of these and pay for it if you want. That's how that's how we know it's an $89 value, because that's what it'll cost you to buy it. And thank you to Tamara for telling me that amount, because I forgot what it was. So you could buy it, and then after that, you won't be able to get it. And again, if you drop after July 1st, you don't get this box. So I told you, I am good at telling you how to get free stuff and deadlines and when to order and when not to order. So that's the first part. Now, the fun part. I will show you just how much you can save on things. Let's do a little Stampin' math. Sorry, what's going on here? These things, best thing ever. But somehow my pen is icky. Okay. So, Stampin' math. So this is just to show you why this is a good, like, under this new thing, or any of the starter kits, really. Why it's a good savings in math is this is what you're going to pay. What did I say that thing was called? Sorry, I got to cheat and look because it's got a name. If you're going to pay $145, I got to write this smaller. I'm going to run out of room for the Get Started bundle, right? That's what you're going to pay. This is Alberta. Alberta in brackets, because I know some places that it costs more, and some places you can't be a demo without a business license, and that costs extra too. So I can't remember in every other province, but I know in Alberta that it's $141.75, because in Alberta we just have GST. That gets me my Get Started bundle. So now I told you I did the math based on the cut and emboss machine, which is $191. So that's what we're going to do first. So this is the cost of the cut and emboss machine. So when I go to buy it, and part of the reason I picked this too is because math on a Monday, I know, right? Who doesn't love Stampin' math? Is maybe you already have some stuff, maybe you already have the old Big Shot, and so in theory you could buy just this machine. Well, I just realized I went off the screen. Okay. In theory, you could buy just this machine. I didn't want to have a list where I had to have 75 things in a list to come up to the total. So we're starting with the 191. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go put this in your cart. And then you're going to put in your coupon for $170. You're going to put in a coupon code, actually, for $170. Because that's what you got as part of your Get Started bundle, is a coupon for $170. So now you owe $21. Awesome. So even though you paid $141 for this coupon, technically, the math is still working in your favor. So now you've gone over by $21. Here's the beauty, and this is like maybe one of the best things of the new system, is not only can you go over, but the part you went over on, you get your demo discount. So now, I actually didn't write the number down, so I'm going to minus 20%. And so now I only owe $16.80 because I took 20% off for my demo discount. Woo-hoo! Now it is just the way it is. So I'm going to pay this one I did write down. So I'm not sure why I did it in two different ways, but let's just go with it. So now I'm going to put down 84 cents in tax, because this is Alberta, just GST, but it is tax and you have no choice. Same as shipping, unless, she says. I was going to say, unless you can somehow get away from paying shipping, you're paying shipping for everything. But here's the thing. If you joined on a free shipping day, would you get free shipping? Tracey will find that out. Because basically you're going into, I think you would, because you're going, or not if you joined on, but if you use your coupon on a free shipping day, because you're basically going in and just putting it in like it's an order. Oh, no, you wouldn't. Sorry. Okay. Don't get too excited about that, people. In this scenario, you would not get free shipping, but in the hot foil machine, I think you might. Stand by. Okay, so this is the thing. So now, let's just put a line here because we've done this. So now this is what I owe. So now I owe $28.59, because that is the $16 that I went over because I've added my discount, my tax, and my shipping. So now I'm going to pay $28.59 for my cut and emboss machine. So in reality, I have paid $141. I just make sure I'm not going off the page. The $141, and I paid $28.59 for my little overage when I actually go to do it, which is now $170.34 is what I have just paid for my 191 plus shipping and tax, if I wasn't a demo, cut and emboss machine. So just so you can see for comparison, I'm not sure why I put that there. If I was to take this same $191 machine and add, in this case, 5% tax, I didn't write the numbers down, so you just got to go with me, and 11% for shipping, because I just realized I didn't write the individual numbers down, this would cost me $222.61. But it just cost me $170.34, which means, see, this is where I wanted the other ones, because then I could have my red markers. By buying the cut and emboss machine, as a part of the join offer, like using my little get started bundle coupon, I just saved myself $52.27. Plus, a package of catalogs is worth $18 plus shipping and tax. Plus, the one thing I forgot to mention on the first page is, yeah, I just realized that as I was doing it, Tamara, you had to be up to $100, which is why I'm pretty sure you can get it on the foil machine, but I'll do some math there too. The thing I forgot to mention on the first page, in North America, because North America was the only ones that had paper pumpkin up until a little while ago, when you got the starter kit or the join or whatever, you got a free paper pumpkin kit. And then a few months ago, they got rid of that. And now you can get paper pumpkin everywhere. So now when you do this and you get your get started bundle, 2 months after you've joined, they're going to send you a coupon for paper pumpkin to get 50% off a kit. So if you're not a subscriber already, you can go in, subscribe, get 50% off so you can try it out for a little bit cheaper. So if you did that, 50% off of a paper pumpkin kit is $15.75. I'm realizing now that this green ink is not very good. It's not very easy to see. So not only did you save $52 on one thing, you're also going to get yourself 18 times 5 is like about $1, and then you're going to about $1. So this is probably going to be like 21 bucks by the time you get your catalogs you're going to save, plus another 15. So this one little get started bundle has now saved you this much money. Now, every other order you make, it's going to save you at least 20%. So future sales. It's also going to get you, where'd my number go? This 21 over here that I left here for a reason is also going to earn you $2.10 in Stampin' rewards, right? Because you're going to get 10% of anything that you went over on in Stampin' rewards. So again, future sales. I've already started doing that, and I've already got my 20% can't spell discount. Stamping math is in your favor. Trust me when I say this. Now, sorry, I didn't give you much warning on, hey, I'm going to erase that, but that's okay because I'm going to do it all over again. The new foil machine, because I just realized, I'm pretty sure that you can get free shipping on it. Okay, the hot foil machine is $219. Okay, now, you could just buy the hot foil machine. But quite frankly, if you just buy the hot foil machine and nothing else, you won't be able to do anything, because at a minimum, you need some foil. Sorry, I'm backwards. You need some foil. So let's pick one roll of foil for $16.50. Now this is, I had to look because I forgot what it said. So you get 2 rolls for that price. So it comes with 2 rolls, and each roll is 5 yards long. And having seen Tamara and her lovely demo of the said machine, I think you can get a fair bit of foiling out of 2 of these rolls. Will you be buying more? Absolutely. Will you be buying all the colors? Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? I am not a gold person, and I'm not a pink person. I would go with silver. I'm also, like I said, hoping for black and for white, but I can guarantee you that I would have all the colors before I was done, just because how can you not? The one I ordered, because, is this one. I think I'm going to get the most use out of this one. Classic greetings. Happy birthday, get well, thank you, thinking of you, celebrate. So let's just go with this one. So this is the dies to do the foiling and the dies to cut out the thing. So this one is $49. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the bare minimum. I have the machine, I have some foil, and I have a set of dies. Okay. So this comes to $284.50. Okay, now if I was to take this 284.50, we're just going to go up here and write non-demo because then I can make it make a little bit more sense. This is going to be shorter math, by the way, because shorter math is, stamping math is always good, but shorter stamping math, even better. And see, this is where the beauty of having like a leader or an upline or a, the demo you sign up under or whatever, is chances are we've already done all the work and know all the answers. Not know all the answers, that makes it unrealistic. But might already know the answer to what it is you want to do. So I can tell you that this is $331.58 when you take this and you add shipping and tax. So there you go. But now we're going to go back to our, I just got my, what did I call it again? How many, I was about to swear, how many times am I going to have to look before I remember? It's called the Get Started Bundle. And so I'm going to take my $170 coupon with this nice big minus sign. And yes, I'm going to cheat. And so this is, oh, can I do that? 114. So now I'm at 114.50. I'm thinking, I don't actually have that written on my sheet somewhere. I'm thinking I shortened up my math so much I only wrote little bits. So I've now gone over by 114.50. This is where it just occurred to me. If I did the join offer and I signed up and then I chose to use my coupon and make my order on a day when there was free shipping, free shipping, you always have to have at least $100 before anything in your cart. So I think technically, I'm pretty sure I could get free shipping on this order because I went over the $100 mark. Now, we never know when free shipping's coming. I would never be able to wait for it, but I'm just saying. The one thing I will say, though, is because I have the 114.50 that I went over on, I now qualify for the product of the month. So if I have not already ordered the product of the month, I could add $7 to my order and get the product of the month. And possible free shipping. I'm going to put a question mark. Possible free shipping. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so anyways, the 114.50. So I'm going to earn $11.45 in stamping rewards. Also, a good thing. So I've already earned $11 off my next order. I realize that until I actually make an order and spend that, I don't get that. But I look at this all the time. When I'm calculating something and I'm like, ooh, I figure out, well, what am I going to get back? So I'm going to save my demo discount worth, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to save. So yes. Okay. So, and you earn, the reason I'm showing you this now is because you earn the Stampin' rewards on the cost. I can never remember net, gross, whatever. You earn it on the consumable discount number. Now, I'm going to take off my demo discount. I'm going to add tax because I'm here. I'm going to add shipping because I would never be patient enough to wait. And I get a new total somewhere. Oh, I didn't write it down. Okay. Here we go. Do it so you can see. So I'm at 114.50. And I'm going to times it by 0.8 because that takes 20% off. And then I'm going to times it by 1.05, which gives me the tax. And I'm going to times it by 1.11, which gives me the shipping. Seriously, I never wrote this number down anywhere. Okay, so I am at 106.76. Okay. Well, just on the off chance that I didn't save the other number then. And now I'm going to add 170 to that, which is $276. I know you're supposed to go this way, but it worked. So there we go. 276. Which you'll notice is less than this total to begin with. I screwed up my math somewhere along the way, though, because I didn't write the number down right before. See, somehow I did something wrong, though, because on my other math, I got 248. Sorry, just 1 minute. I got to see what I did wrong, because why does my sheet not match? Oops. 284.50. I got to do it here where I can actually see it. 284.50 minus 170 is 114. Yes, times 0.8. Hmm. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Ha, sorry. See? Trial and error. So I was right. Okay, so this now, when I minus my 20%, and I add my GST and I add my shipping. There we go. Sorry. I know what I did. I'll show you in a minute because anybody else figure out how I screwed up? I did. Okay, so when I'm doing my magic math, the problem is I have to add the cost of my Get Started bundle, which is not $170 like the coupon says. It's $141.75. That's where I did my math wrong. Okay, just a minute here. Okay, so you know you got free stuff. Okay, so now we're at 106.56, which is the overage. I'll make that make sense. And then my original Get Started bundle, which is the 135 plus GST, GSB, I'm going to call that GSB. That's going to confuse everybody. Okay, that I was like, how come my number is not matching the other number I wrote down? So now I've got all of this stuff, but now I've only paid $248.88 for it because I did it through the join offer. Yeah, what's the difference on that one? I'm not going to write it in green because it turns out it's not a very good amount or color. $82.70. So this is how Stampin' Math works. I can spend $250, but I saved 82. Now, here's the thing. If you were going to get it anyways, you want to get it where you saved the 82. Plus, what did I say? I earned $11.45 in Stampin' rewards. I earned the 18 plus for my catalogs. I earned the $15.75 plus that I'm going to get for my paper pumpkin. Savings, savings, savings. The joint offer is always going to be the best deal on how to get a bunch of stamping supplies. Now, the unfortunate part is you can just do it once. It's not like every time you shop you can do it. But every future order you get is 20% off. Every future order you get, you can earn Stampin' rewards on. It grows, it bundles. I'm here to tell you how. So that was the joint offer. I'm going to take the math off or I'm going to be wearing it. It'll be everywhere. Okay, so there's the basics. If you join, you save money and you have an amazing community of people to be part of. You're part of my team, and my team is part of Tamara's team, and Tamara's team is part of Stampin' Up! Canada, and Stampin' Up! Canada is part of Stampin' Up! Global, which is not really what they call it. It's just what I call it. So the resources that are available to you, like I said, the official company ones, the ones that demos get together, the groups you get to be part of, the Facebook pages and things, I can send you links of stuff where you can see the ideas you will get and the stuff. And oh, good Lord, it is so 100% worth it. And it's a good way to get your stuff for cheap. So there we go. Ooh, I stuck to my time frame. Is that not amazing? Okay, so here's the thing. If you have questions about any of these things, I am happy. I am more than happy to talk about stamping with you. But it's, after all, this is crafting. This is stamping stuff. So how could I possibly end a video without a project? All right. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about resources. The other day, I'm flipping through, trying to find the answer to a question, which sometimes I will spend hours. That's the beauty of being a retired from the full-time government job Stampin' Up! Demo, is now I have hours to search and search and search to find an answer if I really want one. And in the process, Lord only knows what I might find. So here's where my little Stampin' Math was, where I wrote my cheat sheet. But you see this? You see this awesome little, what do I have written down here? Oh, well, there you go. This is my paper pumpkin math to show you that, because right now there's a sale on that will get you 25% off. And here's if you get 50% off. So this is what the average person pays. I didn't actually do what a demo pays, because you get, once you sign up and you're a demo, if you have paper pumpkin, after you get your like one special deal, you get 20% off of, you don't get 20% off the shipping and tax, but you get 20% off the base cost of a paper pumpkin. So your paper pumpkin's cheaper as a demo as well. Anyways, that was my math. That's not the point. Look at this cool bookmark. And the coolness of this bookmark is I can do it where I have it. Okay, here's my math and here's my next blank page. Ta-da! And the beauty of this is it's so easy. Now, yes, you could decorate it up. I would think that you probably want to limit how much stuff you put on it. You know, I love my die kits. I happen to have a whole bunch of them sitting beside me on the table. Current, retired, just in case you're wondering. So I could add some stuff to that and make it fancy, but you need to know that the more you put on here, the thicker your page is going to be. But let me just show you this, because when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, that's genius. And I don't think it's new, because somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm like, I think I've seen this before. You could do it with cardstock. I'm going to do it with this paper because I happen to have it. This is what you need. You need a scrap of paper, DSP, vellum, cardstock, I don't know, whatever you want. This happens to be 2 inches wide. I always have 2-inch strips of DSP and 2-inch strips of cardstock. It's obviously got something to do with how I cut my papers or something. Now, in this case, and I did it ahead of time because I knew I'd have stuff all over my desk, I'm going to score down the middle of this piece of paper. And I'm going to do that because you can do it afterwards, but it's easier if you do it before. Then I'm going to take my 1 7/8 inch punch. Why? Because I used 2 3/8. I used 2 3/8 for this one, and I wanted to show you a different size. Yep, that's the whole reason. Okay, so now I'm going to go over top, and I'm going to pick where I got some like cool colors. I'll go down here and get like sunset. So I'm going to put my punch here, and I'm going to try to line it up so that the score line is down the middle of my thing. Pretty close. It's a bookmark. Does it really matter if it is 100%? No. And then I'm going to go, well, I'm going to end up making more of them. So whatever, I'll just do this one right now. So I want to get as different a color as possible so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to punch that one up. Then I'm going to put my punch somewhere, unlike I did yesterday, secure, so it does not fall on my foot while I'm not looking. So now I have 2 circles scored in the middle. Yes, if you could punch them out, and then you could go like this and you could score them. But was that not easier? Yes, it was. Now I'm going to fold these in half. This is seriously, I wasn't planning on doing something, but I saw this when I was looking, and I was just like, oh my God, that is genius. And then I put it in my book, and then I thought, I'm going to show you how to do it. So now I have 2 circles. So now you just need to decide what's going to cover what. Which pattern do you want on the top? Which pattern do you want on the bottom? How are you going to do this? And I didn't even look at what colors. I'm just putting them this way because we're running out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit, and you could use tear and tape or whatever. If you're going to stick this in a book right away, maybe don't use the white glue, or just make sure you don't go over the edge. And I'm going to put just a bit of white glue just in the corner there. This, by the way, is from a roll of twine ages ago. This is a nail polish holder, I think is what Tamara told me that its original intent was. I found that my glue bottle rolled around in it a little bit too much, even when I'm using the right glue bottle, which is this one. And so I put this little Dumaflicki in there so it holds it. Because yes, Stampin' tips for you. It also lets me put a needle in, so if I forget to put the lid on my glue and it gets rock hard, I can just use the needle to poke it out. Now what we're going to do, this is the part with the glue on it, is I'm going to take my 2 pieces and I'm going to put this over top. And I want, and again with the math, I know, math on a Monday, but in this case, I really just want this to be 90-degree angle. And it's less about 100% correct math than it is about making sure you don't have it bent too far in. Because if you bend it too far in, it won't fit in your book properly. So you kind of want, pages are 90-degree. You want 90-degree. All else fails, use your grid paper or your glass mat or your whatever. So I'm going to have to stick my noggin in the way. And just use that to make your 90-degree corner. Right? So I've got one side glued. That's why you were just putting like a little bit of glue in the corner. Right, so I've got my 90-degree corner folded over. I can push that over a little bit more. Right? Now, because I already have it folded and I can pretty much see where the thing is going to cover, it's easier on the second one. I'm going to put some glue here. And I'm going to fold it over. And yes, folks, that was it. That was it. Now, so you see how, here, I'm going to show you. Where's my pencil? This is my scratch paper. I can do what I want with it. All right. Okay, so that's how big that one was on the 2 3/8 inch circle. And then this is the 1 7/8 inch circle. And you see, and so mine is not quite square because I was rushing and looking from overhead. There you go. So I got like the tiniest little bit hanging out. But if you push these too close together, then this is going to sit more off your page like this. That's the problem, right? So if you want it to be able to cozy all the way in, you want this to be like as close to 90 as you can get. So that's the difference, right? Smaller circle, smaller corner. Is that not just genius though? it's not like we don't all have DSP or scraps or bits and pieces of whatever paper. Quite honestly, you could do it with photocopy paper if you wanted to. And then, like I said, if you wanted to, decorate it. And then you could have multiples in your book. And if you were like me, which is one of the first things I thought of, is I can color code them. And then I know the orange page will give me this, and the yellow page will give me this. And yes, if you're starting to get too bulky on the top of your book, put some of them on the bottom page. Because now I can look and I can go, oh, here's my orange one. And ooh, here's my, well, I don't even know what color that is, pink and yellow. I mean, come on. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Remember, bookmarks, join up, metal magic. See, I got too excited in what I said and I got the dog riled up and now he thinks we're under attack. Sorry, I dropped my paper on the floor. So yeah, there you go. You got questions? Do you need to know anything? Do you need your help? Do you need my link? I'm here. Let me know what you need. Thanks for joining, and thanks for being patient enough to wait for my 15 minutes of technical difficulties. I appreciate it, and I think I might have figured out what the problem was and had it fixed. So we'll see next time. Bye.